So just a quick follow-up on the 90-year-old joiner to answer some of the questions left at the end of the last video. So first, everything is great. It's up and running. The reason it was not running was totally an electrical wiring thing. And there are 9 wires coming out of the 3-phase motor. 6 of them had to be connected. I thought the other 3 were a ground, or 2 of them actually were labeled as such. It turns out I don't think there's a ground with a 3-phase system. And just proper wiring. So what happened is everything was shorting to those wires. So just proper wiring, and the motor runs fine. It draws 6 amps maybe. I mean, it doesn't draw much at all. And yeah, it works great. So a couple of issues. First, it doesn't have a dust collection system. The dust collection for this in 100 years ago was a broom. So the prior owner or owners or whoever it was prior to this actually put in some spacing and things and just blocking and tried to create a dust collection system. Well, it clogs very frequently. Part of that is that I don't have enough suction coming from my dust collector because I have, nice strong kinks on ribbed 4-inch. That's just going to cut down the airflow dramatically. So I got to figure something out there. It does make chips so large that I cannot take them up to the ceiling and over to my dust collector. It clogs the dust collection system, so I have to have some sort of a cyclone like the one back there just to preserve the dust collector. All that said, what I may do is build a furnace blower motor dust collection that's dedicated just to this thing. Park it under the end of it. Comes on when the 3-phase comes on. Wired into the switch. Whatever I need to do, I'll do that. The trouble is, it ends up making a lot of shavings quickly. I'd have to do a large container. There's really no room for a large container in here. Maybe all the way over. Maybe where that barrel is. But other than that, it's pretty good. I had a couple of questions on the value of this. I have no idea. I don't think anybody sells these things anymore. I haven't seen many more out on YouTube. I have seen them for sale in the warehouse sale things, but I don't know how much they're selling for. A couple of things that did not work. This doesn't work for me. Obviously, the wooden post I used to hold this up off the table just very quickly misshaped. So it sits on the table now, which means it doesn't have enough to bring it back to covering the thing. But it's good for storage. It's good for keeping it there. So a couple other problems with this thing. This slides in and out, obviously. There's a bolt right here on the end of the mounting, and there was another bolt here, which I think I have. It was actually a wing nut. It only has one wing on it. Now, I didn't know why it only had one wing. I was trying to figure that out, and it's so that the one wing can be above the oiler. But I ended up replacing it with a modern bolt, just so I can clear the oiler as it goes in and out. And even as this is sitting now, it doesn't really clear. It's also why the oiler is at an angle, which also affects the drip. I can't see the drip because it drips onto the side of the container. And long story short, this whole setup just doesn't work. One of the things we knew was a problem when I bought this was that the flange on the base had been broken off. It was welded back on by the guy that I bought it from. He broke it during transportation when he purchased it. So it doesn't really matter, other than when it was welded back on, it's at a little bit of an angle. And you see my high quality spacer there I have under one corner. That really doesn't make a whole hill of beans difference because it's on the concrete right here. And this part is all well supported. I can sit on that end without the flange even touching, and it won't rock up. So overall, everything is working great. The joiner is doing its job. It's fitting in the shop and I'm using it. Here I'm milling up some red maple, some pretty hard stuff. Worked out pretty well, of course, until the dust collection clogs up. But I've got to fix that. I got to do something about that. We'll figure that out. So thanks for watching. This is the end of my build of the joiner, and hope you enjoyed it.